Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to this week's pickup video. I have a nice size haul in front of me, so let's get right into it, shall we? This first set of items I picked up at a local thrift store who every third Friday has 50% off. Now by the time my son and I got there, of course everything had been picked through, so there were slim pickings, but we walked away with, well, what we were looking for, what we wanted. So let's look at them, shall we? The first is a few books I got. The first one being Deadly Sleep by John Applegate, a teddy bear with a bloody knife. I don't know much about the book, but that sold me on the cover. Next one called Horror Times 10. This is an older book. Looks like a collection of short stories. A few of the authors on here are Ray Bradbury and H.P. Lovecraft. So definitely thought it was interesting and picked it up. Great Expectations by Charles Dickens. It's a classic and I've never read it, so might as well read it now. There was probably a time I had to read it for school, but I didn't. Next, I have two My Little Pony DVDs, not the current run, but I think in between the 80s and the current run of My Little Ponies. These are, I'm not sure, 2008, that's when they came out, I remember looking. The first one, My Little Pony, Rainbow Dash's Special Day. And the second one, My Little Pony, A Very Minty Christmas. Now my son, who does enjoy the new cartoon as well as me, and his little sister, our best friend's daughter, we all enjoy My Little Pony, and he picked these up because he wanted to, share them with her. So I thought that was very nice of him, and I think they watched them yesterday actually, and I didn't, so. Anyway, next we have Charlie Brown Thanksgiving. Classic, and of course this classic, It's a Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown. I went through numerous times checking and hoping they had It's Charlie Brown Christmas, or It's Christmas Time, however it's phrased, because it's definitely one of my personal favorites, and they didn't have that, so I'll have to be on the lookout for that. And finally, I'm gonna wheeze some juice with the Encino Man. Yeah, that was my bad Pauly Shore impression. Very cheesy 90s movie. I believe it was released in the 90s. Yeah, I'm almost certain it was in the 90s. I don't think it was in the end of the 80s, but it's, I think a classic. I mean, Pauly Shore might not be the greatest actor, but I enjoyed this with Brandon Fraser and Sean Astin. Another one I enjoy of Pauly Shore's is, which I'll have to pick up, is Biodome. Just, they're silly movies, but they're fun. Kind of like Pee-wee's Big Adventure. They're just so off the wall silly, but you can just have fun with them. So, Encino Man. The next DVD here, it's a double feature with Cloverfield and Dark City. With the upcoming release of 10 Cloverfield Lane, I believe, I was looking in all the stores for the original Cloverfield and couldn't find it, so I found it on eBay as this double feature with Dark City, another film I'm not too familiar with, but I never had any real interest in Cloverfield, but the trailer for 10 Cloverfield Lane, I kind of want to know what's going on. I think that looks pretty darn awesome, so I was happy to get this. Next, these two are from the Goodwill. The first one here, $1.97. It's still sealed. The widescreen special edition is Silence of the Lambs. And this one was $1.97 as well. Wrong Turn 2. In keeping with the Wrong Turn theme, as I received Wrong Turn 5 in the horror pack last month, so I got two now. Now I know there's I think 6 of them, so I still have some fill in the blanks to do, but I was happy to get it, $1.97. And then finally, this is a fairly nice size pickup all from one store, and this was from Big Lots. So I had seen other people's pickup videos and they go to Big Lots and everything, and I stumbled across the local one and I went in and I was happy with what I found. The first is a Blu Ray double feature of Hollow Man and Hollow Man 2. Not too familiar with Hollow Man 2. Hollow Man 1, I just watched it the other week with my wife. It's very cheesy, but it's still a fun movie, so $2.88 for Blu Ray. I'm not going to pass it up. This movie, Shutter, it's from the producers of The Ring and The Grudge. I've never heard of this either, but the artwork looks cool. And for $2.88 again on Blu-ray, I'm willing to check it out. Face Off, Nicolas Cage and John Travolta, a 90s action classic, if you will, or cheese fest, whatever. My wife and I just watched this recently, and we just enjoyed sitting there watching it. It was a very nice bonding time, if you will, watching Face Off. And then speaking of The Grudge, I was able to secure both The Grudge 1 and Grudge 2 at Big Lots, $3 a piece. I don't think I've even saw The Grudge all the way through. I know I started it, but I don't think I ever made it through. So I'm looking forward to rewatching those, especially with the upcoming, I think there's a trailer out now for The Ring vs. The Grudge, and apparently it looks supposed to look pretty cool. I'll have to check that out, actually. So, I got that. Next, and I am just about now completed with this series, I was able to secure Friday the 13th, the uncut version, and Friday the 13th, Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan. So I think now all I need is 5, so maybe next week's video I'll be able to secure number 5, and then we'll call it a wrap for the Friday the 13th series. And then finally just some DVDs my son picked out. Tweety and Sylvester, this is 15 classic Looney Tunes cartoons. So I'll be excited to watch this with him as well. It's been a while since I sat down and watched some Looney Tunes. Some classic Smurfs cartoons. I'm assuming this is from the 80s, 70s, 80s cartoon series. I'm not going to look, but for what they were, I enjoyed the new Smurf movie, but my son really enjoys them, so we picked this up. And finally, Shrek Forever After, the final chapter. This was the only Shrek movie we didn't own yet, so I was happy to secure it for $5, and that's it. So it turned out to be a better haul than I expected, and I say this every week. I know that next week's probably not going to be as good as this, but we won't know until next week. Maybe I will stumble across some good deals or really good finds, but I'm anticipating things to get better as we're getting closer and closer to yard sale season. It's supposed to be 60 degrees out today, so I mean, spring is right around the corner. So thank you very much for logging on and checking this out. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. You know, hit the thumbs up button. Leave me a comment. Let me know, again, out of these movies, what are some of your favorites? What haven't you seen, or what are you more curious about? And as always, if you're new to this channel, welcome, and subscribe if you like this type of thing. I do pickups, I do unboxings, I do a daily vlog every day here, and I have other projects in the works. So thank you very much for tuning in and checking this out, and I want you to have a good day and take care. God bless. Peace.